Hey, good morning and happy Monday. It is me time on Monday, which makes it mommy me time. And I'm Heather Hundhausen, love coach, and I'm here today to talk with you about inner child healing, how to forgive yourself and let your inner child come out. Everybody needs a little me time, and so I'm grateful to you that you're here with me today, spending a little me time for you to learn about how you can let your inner child come out and be more alive and be more beautifully authentic. My business name is Beautifully Authentic, and it's going to come into the story I'm about to tell you in a moment about how important it is to allow yourself to come out, be your true self, and let that inner child out and play. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about the 5 ways you can let your inner child come out. Hi, Krishna. I'm sorry if you were watching the other one. I am starting completely over because my computer froze. So just to clarify, mommy me time is not just for moms with children. It's for everybody, because all of us have an inner child who we're parenting, and many of us want to be a mother someday, and many of us are already mothering and caretaking and nurturing other people, other children. We're teachers, we're aunties, and so mommy me time is for anybody who is who has an inner child, which is all of us, or is taking care of and nurturing other little people. So I work with amazing, wonderful, powerful women who are struggling between being in control and learning how to surrender so that they can create their own light, which of course will influence the light in the world around us. And for the next few weeks, I'm planning on going live every morning to show you how self-love is the root of all healing and how not having it is the root of all problems. And every day is a different topic. And so today's topic is healing your inner child and how to forgive yourself and let her come out. So let's just jump in. If that sounds like a good topic that maybe you know that there's somebody in your life that their inner child, they're not letting their inner child out, go ahead and hit the share button, invite them in to see the video today. And let's just jump right into this, forgiving ourselves for not letting our inner child come out. And I'm going to start by telling some stories. So the first story is about me. So when I was 2 years old, this actually came out of a hypnosis session, the inner child work session that I did. I was 2 years old. I was in the kitchen and my mom was frazzled being a mom, which happens for moms. And she sent me to my room. And I never really knew why. I just knew that I was annoying and I shouldn't be me. So I went to my room and I formed this belief that just being me wasn't good enough. Just being me meant that I was annoying and people would send me away. And I spent most of my life believing that that was true and learning how to undo that belief, which is where I came up with this Beautifully Authentic business name, because for me, learning how to become beautifully authentic has been the work of my life. So my dad actually would send very similar messages, and it became extremely apparent to me that his love was conditional, which means that it was based on my actions, especially when as an adult I chose to date a transgender person and have that person be part of my life. He was not okay with that, and I got to see firsthand what it means when you have a parent who loves you conditionally, meaning if you do this, then I will love you, and if you do not do this, then you're out of the family. So if you experience that, that's conditional love. That is not open, loving, and unconditional love, which is what I want to teach you, how to love yourself in that way. And even though my dad still attempts to control me with those threats because that's what he knows, I've learned how to accept and forgive my mom and my dad for all of these things that they did, because they were really only just doing it the best way that they could. And the real work is about me forgiving myself, because I learned how to beat myself up worse than either one of them ever did. And the work is learning how to stop beating ourselves up. Can I get a thumbs up if you guys agree with me on that one? Yes, we're getting some hearts. So recently, here's another story, second story, before we really get into this. My son recently got in a lot of trouble. And when I asked him what he learned about, getting in trouble, he said, what I learned is, and he was crying, I can't have dreams and I've ruined my life. And I thought, what? Like, you just did one wrong behavior, like your life isn't ruined. So thank goodness I know how to ask clarifying questions as a coach, and that I know that moments like these define what we believe in our lives like forever. So I probed a little further and I discovered where his beliefs were coming from. And I was able to help him work out what he really wanted, which was all of my dreams are possible. I just need to stay inside of the rules and the laws and the limits. And that some rules are even breakable as long as I talk to the person who was the one who enforced the rules in the first place. Just because I made one mistake doesn't mean my life is over. It just means I learned something not to do again. So many of us weren't taught that from our parents when we were little, and we form beliefs like, I'm a bad person, and you think I'm a bad person, Mom, and nobody's going to accept me again. And I was showing him how he has an option to go down one of two paths. Either he can beat himself up and tell himself that he's a bad person forever and ever, and then actually believe it, prove it to himself, and become a bad person. Or he can realize that good people make mistakes. Good people do bad behavior every once in a while. He made a mistake. He gets to learn from it, and now he gets to try to do his best from now on so that he can, be the best version of himself. Did your parents do this with you? Probably not. Most of our parents didn't do this because A, they don't even realize what's happening in your developing mind and this influencing belief system that you have. And they probably had no idea that not giving you a cookie made you think you weren't lovable, or whatever it was that happened. Like for me, being sent to my room just for being me. I remember hearing in a meeting once that our parents mentally beat us up with a bat. They're like, you're not good. And, we make these beliefs. Like, for instance, I made the belief that I couldn't be me. My son made the belief that, he's bad and that his dreams will never come true, right? So they beat us over the head with this bat that they don't even know they're beating us up with. And then the worst part is we leave their homes, but they hand us the bat and we willingly take it and we beat ourselves over the head with it. So number one about how to forgive yourself and how to let your inner child out is put down the bat. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive your parents. Forgive yourself, because if you don't, I promise you will hand that stuff down to your kids. I know that you don't want to do that. Okay, so if you don't learn how to talk lovingly to yourself in your own mind, you'll talk that way to others. You can only take care of others as well as you take care of yourself. So that's number two. We want to learn how to talk lovingly to ourselves. Okay, if you're struggling with the beliefs that you know aren't working for you, there's a really good chance that those were formed in your childhood or they were formed by a trauma. So you get to go back to the time of the belief that was formed, and you get to reparent yourself with love. You get to be there for that little child inside of you the way that you wished somebody had been there for you. I find, this is the work that I do with clients, and I find that most clients need about 3 sessions with me before they really are able to self-direct the inner child work. Learning how to go back and be with your inner child. Some people get on the first try. A lot of people get on the second try. Most people get it by the 3rd try. You can just do it on your own forever. You don't really need a coach to go back and do it with you anymore. I do have a lot of clients who call me up, 1 or 2 or 3 years later and say, hey, Heather, there is this other thing, this other belief that's I can't figure it out. I'm stuck on it. Can you help me walk me through it? So number 3 is reparenting yourself with love. Okay, so number 4, allow yourself to remember the pain and the belief that you made up. So you get to do what Gabe's mom did, what my son's mom, what I did with him, right? You get to ask the inner child, or in my case, I asked the child, what are you thinking about yourself? And then when they say something crazy, like I can't ever have dreams again, you get to redirect them with love. You get to redirect your own inner child with love. If you don't trust yourself enough to redirect yourself with love, come work with me. I'm going to teach you how to love yourself. I'm going to teach you, I'm going to lead by example. You're going to pick it up quickly. Love is effortless once you learn it. The tricky part is distinguishing what you thought was love with what manipulative or controlling someone else or conditional love is like. You get to replace that with true loving attention. The tricky part is learning what is true loving attention and what is this sort of manipulative and conditional love. A lot of us never learned what true, authentic, loving, open, trusting feels like. There's a feeling, there's an actual visceral, physical sensation that goes with being unconditionally loved. And a lot of us haven't been felt that. And a lot of times that's where people really need a guide or a teacher. I definitely needed guides and teachers. You know, I had 2 coaches who worked with me, actually 3 coaches that worked with me, who one of them I call my spirit mother. The other one I think of her as my loving mother. And then the other one I just kind of think of as my like love coach. And these 3 women taught me how to be empowered. They showed me how to love myself. They showed me love in a way that I wasn't loved. And I'm lucky enough now that I get to go back and actually show my mom that kind of love, and she's learning it from me, and we're having this exchange of love. It's really, really incredible. So it's something that you get to learn. Okay, so let me recap the 5 pointers quickly here for how you can forgive your inner child and let your inner child come out and be fully self-expressed. So number 1, put the bat down, don't beat yourself up. Number 2, talk to yourself lovingly. Number 3, reparent the inner child. Number 4, remember the pain and find the belief. So you get to go back into the pain and find it and reprogram it. And then number 5, learning how to distinguish love and openness from manipulation and control and conditional love, and like restriction of your being. I've been talking about this in all my other videos. So go ahead and go back, watch the other videos about what the difference is between constricting and being open. Pretty much all the videos that I did last week talk about that in one way or another. The difference between being open and receiving and trusting and love, and being closed down and restricted. I'm trying to remember which video exactly it was. I'm sorry, I can't remember it right now. I know I talked about it all week long. So really learning how to do that. So those are the 5 things to recap that. And if you loved this video, please share it and invite your friends in so that they can also learn how to forgive themselves and work with their inner child, so that you can let your authentic and beautiful self come out and be free and rewrite all of those limiting beliefs that you have, so that you can live a life of freedom. You can let that little girl come out. I don't have to be somebody I'm not anymore. I get to be my beautifully authentic self, and I want that for you as well. So if you're ready to do that right now, you can obviously come and work with me one-on-one, no big deal. And during the summer, I'm going to be doing live workshops to teach this in groups. So stay tuned, and I want you to be part of it, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here today. Does anybody have any questions about this training? If you do, go ahead and pop them in the comment box there. I'll be happy to answer those for you. And if this was good stuff, you know, give me a bunch of little hearts, give me some thumbs up. Let me know what other things you want me to be addressing and talking to you about. If you want me to go into more detail about anything, you let me know. I am here for you. I want to bring peace to the planet now. So whatever it is that you need me to teach you, whatever you want to learn about loving yourself, bringing peace to the planet, bringing peace into your own home, bringing peace in your own soul and your spirit, learning how to be open and trusting, all of that, I want to teach it to you. So let me know if there's more that you want to learn, and I will be with you again tomorrow. We're doing me time at 11 o'clock in the Beautifully Authentic Facebook group every morning. Be there or be square. Give yourself a little pat on the back for being here with me today. This is your time for you to learn how to be open and love yourself, and that's going to bring you everything you ever wanted in your life. So thanks for being here. I don't see any questions, so have a great day. See you tomorrow.